Málaga Radio.
Freshly squeezed.
The juice on all the daily events along the coast.
With just a little bit of zest.
You're listening to Málaga Radio Weekly Diary. I'm Carmen.
And I'm Baptiste. This is What's on Costa del Sol this week, covering Monday, the 10th to Sunday, the 16th of August.
And this week is busy enough that we have made 7 podcasts to help you find your way through it.
This one is the short overview. Then there are 5 focused guides for festivals and traditions, culture and exhibitions, food and hospitality, music and nightlife, and sports and outdoors.
And because Málaga Feria begins at the weekend, there is also a separate Málaga Feria 2026 special for anyone who wants to understand what a feria actually is, how the city works by day, what the real is, what the casetas are, and how to approach it for the first time.
So start here for the shape of the week. Then if something catches your attention, you can go deeper into the guide that fits your holiday. And the shape of this week is quite interesting. It begins in full August holiday mode. Then by Friday, Malaga starts visibly turning towards feria.
But before we get there is plenty happening across the rest of the coast. Let's start with culture.
Thursday the 13th gives Malaga one of the nicest cultural evenings of the week. At the Museo Carmen Thyssen, Noches Cuanfi runs from 8 until 11 at night, with free access to the galleries, guided visits to Archipelago/S, and live jazz from 10.
And that is only one option. At the Museo Picasso Málaga, Joana Vasconcelos has Transfiguración, with these huge sculptural works built from textiles, ceramics, and techniques normally associated with domestic craft.
In Marbella, Salvador Dalí's 10 Recetas de Inmortalidad is on show at the Museo del Grabado Español Contemporáneo. And in Mijas Pueblo, CAC Mijas has a Miro exhibition running through the summer.
So if one hot afternoon becomes, maybe we do a museum instead, there's actually quite a lot to choose from. And the Culture and Exhibitions Guide goes much further into Málaga, Marbella, Estepona, Nerca, Antequera, and Mijas. Food is busy too.
Especially in Estepona, the Certamen Mundial del Jamón Popi continues every evening through Sunday the 16th along the Paseo Marítimo from 7 in the evening until 2 in the morning.
There are 65 exhibitors and more than 200 professional ham cutters, so this is not simply somewhere to eat.
You actually get to see the skill behind preparing and serving jamón properly.
Then from Wednesday the 12th to Sunday the 16th, the Burger Cup is at Plaza de Toros de Estepona from 7 until 1.
So Estepona gives you 2 completely different food nights at once. Traditional cured food culture on the promenade and modern burger culture at the Bullring.
Then Saturday the 15th takes us inland to Cómpeta for Noche del Vino.
And just to keep that distinction clear, this is not Cómpeta's Feria. It is a separate tradition connected with the beginning of the Moscatel grape harvest.
If the food side of the week is what grabs you, the Food and Hospitality Guide has that story, the weekend producer markets in Elviria and Coin, and some evergreen food and wine ideas too. Music is probably the busiest category of all.
Starlight Occident in Marbella has Malú on Monday, Noche Movida on Tuesday, Ivan Ferrero on Thursday, Vanessa Martin on Friday, and Omega on Saturday.
Then Mare Nostrum Fuengirola takes over from Thursday with Alejandro Astola, followed by Lola Indigo on Friday, Antonio Orozco on Saturday, and Mago Orbit's Family Illusion Show on Sunday.
And that still is not the whole music week.
You have Mahmoud Orhan and Ameme at La Plage Casanis in Marbella, live rock and jam nights at CC Pub in Malaga, Sophie CH number 5 at August Park on Saturday, candlelight piano in Benajavis on Friday, and free late-night concerts every evening on the Estepona Promenade as part of the Jamón Music Festival.
So the useful question this week is probably not, what is the biggest concert? It is, what sort of night do I actually want?
Exactly. And the Music and Nightlife Guide splits all of that properly so you do not have to decode the whole calendar yourself. Sport has one very clear dated event.
Wednesday the 12th, Málaga CF face Fulham FC at La Rosaleda in the 36th Trofeo Costa del Sol Cervezas Victoria. Kickoff is at 9 in the evening.
And outside that match, sports and outdoors is much more about things you can do if the conditions are right. Walk Monte Victoria, take the Gibralfaro route, try El Morlaco, cycle the seafront, paddle from Malaga, Marbella, or further east.
Or go bigger with guided canyoning on Rio Guadalmina, sea kayaking at Maro and Cerro Gordo, or a technical guided Via Ferrata at El Chorro.
The important August rule is simple. Timing is part of the activity. Early morning, evening, evening and current conditions matter.
And if that is your part of the week, the Sports and Outdoors Guide also sends you into Malaga Radio's Active Adventures collection for the deeper version. Then we reach Friday, and this is where Malaga itself begins changing.
Friday the 14th is the visible beginning of Málaga Feria. At 8 in the evening, the Cabalgata Histórica leaves Plaza de la Merced. At 8:30, there is the symbolic presentation of the city keys in Plaza de la Aduana.
Then at 10 minutes to midnight, the Port of Malaga gets the drone light spectacle. And at midnight, the Piro musical begins.
Then Saturday morning brings the Romeria, with horses, carriages, and pilgrims gathering around Paseo del Parque before heading towards the Basílica Santuario de Santa María de la Victoria.
By Saturday afternoon, the Feria del Centro is underway. And then at 9:30 that evening, Juan Francisco Funes Arjona gives the official Feria Pregón at the Real. At 10, the artistic lighting is switched on.
And this is exactly where we stop explaining. Because if you are already asking, what is the Real? Or what is a caseta? Or do I need to know how all this works before I go?
That is what the Málaga Feria 2026 special is for.
It is the full first-timers guide, city by day, Real by night, casetas, food, music, families, how the whole thing fits together.
So you can hear the diary for the current week, then use the special to understand the Feria itself.
And Málaga is not the only place celebrating.
Benalmádena Pueblo has Feria de la Virgen de la Cruz from Wednesday the 12th through Sunday the 16th. El Morche has its Feria over the same dates. And Monda celebrates its Feria in honor of San Roque from Thursday through Sunday.
Then Casares Costa gives you something completely different on Friday night with Noche de Luna y Sal at Torre de la Sal, candlelight, piano, strings beside the coast.
Which really shows how varied this week is. One night can be fireworks over Malaga. Another can be music beside a coastal tower or can be a village square. Another can be a beach club DJ. Another can be a museum courtyard.
That is the Costa del Sol in high August. Not one mood, several at once.
And that is really the point of this overview. You do not have to turn your holiday into a 7-day program.
A beach day is still a good day. A pool day is still a good day. A long lunch that accidentally becomes the afternoon is still doing very well.
We are just giving you the shape of what is happening around you.
Then you decide whether one of those things belongs in your week.
And this week, there is a new place to start as well. The new MalagaRadio.com is now live.
And it has been rebuilt around visitors rather than around the radio station. So you can start with the question you actually have. What is happening? What can we do? Where should we eat? Where are we visiting? What should we listen to?
You can open the weekly diary, browse beyond the beach for activities, find food ideas, explore town guides, or go straight into the podcast menu.
And the live radio is still there whenever you just want the music.
So this week, start with this overview. Then choose the part that fits your holiday. Festivals and traditions, culture and exhibitions, food and hospitality, music and nightlife, sports and outdoors.
And if Málaga Feria is part of your plans, there is the separate Málaga Feria 2026 special waiting for you too.
7 guides for one very full August week.
And you absolutely do not need to listen to all 7 before breakfast.
Thank you for clarifying that.
You're welcome.
From Carmen and me, enjoy the week.
Take the bit that fits, leave the rest, and have a wonderful time on the Costa del Sol.
Málaga Radio. Málaga Radio.